Welcome here to a rather different midweek FWA review because we have so much to wrap up and look forward to. I am delighted to have finally, literally got my hands on football writer Darren Lewis of The Mirror, the elusive and very much in demand football writer. You're here, I just got you just before the end of the season.
Yep.
We're going to start talking about the end of the season straight away and the remarkable story and remarkable match between Swansea and, of course, Southampton and Hotel Gate.
Absolutely, Hotel Gate. Credit to Ian Ladyman for this story because he managed to get behind what turned out to be a very good story. The Swansea Marriott cancelling allegedly Southampton's reservation on the eve of the game. And the great thing about it is Mark Hughes responded to it. And obviously, as you know, with social media changing the way we do our jobs, the fallout continued on social media today, where Southampton say, they posted their own kind of review, shall we say. Yes, indeed. And that has gone viral. At last count, I think it was around about 34,000 retweets and 50,000 likes. So a lot of people sympathetic to Southampton over this. Good win for them.
I'm sure it had nothing to do with the club, but I joked on my channel that it could even have been a Mark Hughes tactic, because the one thing Southampton has, we know, is quality.
Yes.
And it's really when they've got that motivation and collective spirit that they do well. It played right into their hands, didn't it?
Absolutely it did, and I don't even think they needed to do it because their record at home so far, certainly since Carvalhale's been at the club, has been very good. I think only Chelsea and Spurs have beaten them at home.
I don't think there is any implication that Swansea directly.
I don't think there is. I don't think there is, but it's just not something that they needed.
No.
And I think it really was something that Southampton needed because obviously the players were motivated as a result.
Do or die, we're talking about Pochettino here, but we've also got Chelsea in this remarkable fight back, incredibly strong. What does this all mean for their futures? What do you think?
For the futures of the Chelsea players or the Spurs players? Well, I was at the press conference with Spurs yesterday, and that's my paper, the back page of the Daily Mirror. For the managers, for Antonio Conte, I don't think it changes too much. I still do think he will leave at the end of the season, regardless of what happens. But for Pochettino, I think it might affect his stock ever so slightly if he were to blow what was a 10-point lead at the start of April, which is now 2 points going into the penultimate round of fixtures. I think as far as he is concerned, he will not want to blow that lead and end up in the Europa League because of all the implications with the new stadium, attracting top players, and also the uncertainty that would create around the top players at Spurs.
We also have to look at Liverpool. I mean, they have a real fight on their hands as well. I mean, we have Mo Salah coming to the FWA Awards tomorrow night, Thursday night, but he's got to be there for just the quickest hour because Klopp wants him back. Thank you, Klopp. Thank you for allowing him to talk.
I think as far as Salah is concerned, obviously, much deserved as far as the FWA award is concerned. But I think as far as Liverpool are concerned, their situation is slightly different to Spurs and Chelsea in so much as I think tiredness was a big factor in their defeat at Chelsea last Sunday. I think as far as Liverpool are concerned, once they've had a week to rest, I still do think they'll beat Brighton and I think they'll be okay. And obviously they've got that Champions League final to come as well against Real Madrid. So 2 bites at the cherry for them.
Cannot wait for that. Now, a horrible, shocking story. I was actually at the Women's FA Cup final where we were piecing together the story we didn't want to be true, and how relieved we are that we're hearing positive signs about Sir Alex's recovery, but didn't football do itself proud?
Absolutely it did, and it's wonderful to see the image of Guardiola there because club rivalries will cut right across in the hours and days after we heard the news about Sir Alex Ferguson being ill. Every club in the country has sent their good wishes. My paper, the back page of the Daily Mirror, Klopp, Guardiola, Conte, Wenger, everyone basically putting Fergie first and making sure that they made it their business to say to him, we wish you well, we hope you come through this, and obviously we do too.
A lovely article you picked out, this one particularly. There were many great ones written, but one from Daniel Taylor.
Yeah, there are a lot of journalists up in Manchester who know him very well and have written great stuff, but this for me was the best because what it did was it tempered the admiration that the game has for Sir Alex Ferguson with the difficult moments as well. Let's not kid ourselves, he has been difficult for those guys up there to cover at times, and so that was for me the most realistic summation of Sir Alex Ferguson as a man, and let's hope that he is back with us, back to criticise us even further, pending obviously the news that we'll get from the hospital in the coming days.
See, conversely, he was an absolute mentor to me as a young female reporter. So my thoughts with his whole family, and I owe half my career, or most of my career, to Sir Alex Ferguson. So that's my interpretation of events. There's always different views, aren't there? But a phenomenal manager, and we all wish him so well. We're going to look ahead to the rest of the week. This phenomenal fight for the top four and to avoid relegation. We'll be keeping across, that's great. Looking ahead to FWA Live, where we have Frank Lampard, Alex Scott, among others, joining us. That is on the 17th of May. Tickets available now online, and keep across the Football Writers Association website, www.footballwriters.co.uk, where we'll be bringing you all the inside track, interviews with Mo Salah, speeches, and finding out who is on course to be the sports football book of the year. What are you looking forward to the most, Darren?
Looking forward to seeing Mo Salah at the Football Writers tomorrow night. I'm looking forward to the climax of the Premier League season, because I do think that Spurs will hold their nerve, but I think this lot will push them to the wire.
It's going to be thrilling. Keep across it all in the papers, buy them, check in online, and keep track of all the other news on the Football Writers. For now, bye-bye.